Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series racing here in the Elite Racing League Series. Welcome to Kern County as we were getting ready to race for the Kern County 150. Kern County, located in Bakersfield, California, will be housing this half-mile racetrack here, as we'll see the Truck Series cars come around for the first time ever in this track's debut. With this track having a 4 available configuration, we chose to race the Asphalt configuration tonight, as we see with the weather being at 72 degrees Fahrenheit with a humidity at 34. The track will be kind of partly cloudy today with a 2 miles per hour wind span. As we talk about this track tonight, it would be quite interesting to see how these drivers contemplate and manage their tires with this heavy banking of 14 degrees on the banks, along with the fact that there's going to be 8 degrees banking on the straightaways, as we get ready to go down to the lineup of the race here tonight. On pole, we got James Miller starting up there for AVPW, alongside with Matt Grunberg in second in that number 17 car. Tom Byrne in his independent team, with Tommy Ryan starting in fourth. JP Phillips in Unexpectable Racing is going to be in the number 34 car, with Jeff Green starting in sixth. Elaine Norgard for Abbott Motorsports in seventh, with Chad Frankenfield in eighth. Matt Hickenhorn is going to be in ninth, with Jordan McEvoy in 10th. Ty McIntosh in 11th, with Chris White in 12th. Matt Tedler in 13th, with Jason Racimus in 14th. Austin Abbott in 15th, with Dustin Durr in 16th. Jared Campbell in 17th, with Dylan Javier in 18th. Richie Heron in 19th, with Frank Fody in 20th. Josh Smith here in 21st, with Gavin Higgins in 22nd. Seth Rawls, they're 23rd, and Randy Yoakum in 24th. Race Clark in 25th, with Brett Jones in 26th. Zach Evans, 27th. In 28th is Andrew Hardcastle. In 29th is going to be Mitch Javier, with Connor Thompson lining up right beside him in 30th. Dustin Haynes for that Street Limits Racing team in 31st, with Joe Francis in 32nd for Aggressive Eagle Racing. Randy McEvoy in 33rd for AVPW, and Donald Knight in 34th. Sam Boutwell in 35th, and Michael Machaka in 36th. Mitchell Javier is going to be in 29th. Oh, my bad. Looks like it's going to be Mark Rebellis in 37th, Josh Adelman in 38th, and Michael Hossack in 39th, and Bradley Smith in 40th. Let's get racing here at Kern County for 150 miles now, as we see the cars getting ready to go and starting to make their rounds around track, getting ready to see what they can do to put up for this race. Granted, this is my first time producing here for you guys tonight, and I would like you guys to please bear with me as I'm still learning the drivers' names, and let's see if we can get this going and see the best we can do. Coming out turn 4 now, is the drivers now coming around, just getting their mindset and see if they can, what it takes to tackle this kind of racetrack, because short track racing, unlike most other kind of racing, is kind of different in a lot of ways, where you got to have the right mindset. You got to pitch it in there deep and pretty much put your eye to the means of getting the passes done and trying to see if you can get the positions passed and do it effectively without totally destroying your car's chance at winning tonight. As you see the pace car now jotting up ahead, coming down pit road as we get ready to go racing here in Kern County for the 150. Miller on the pole. He's going to be taking the green flag, and green. Here we go for Kern County 150. Miller on the inside, Grunberg on the outside in this number 17. Side by side they are. Coming down the back straight out of 2. The 17 of Grunberg is going to have to yield a little bit to Miller. Miller and Grunberg still side by side. Byrne right up behind him in the number 61 car. The 09 of Miller still side by side with Grunberg. Jostling for position, they still are putting up a fight. The number 17 of Grunberg on the outside still got his bumper out there to the front. The 17 lunging a little bit farther in, trying to get much of an edge over the number 09 of Miller. Miller's fighting back on the inside here as they come in to enter turn 1. The 09 still battling, jostling for position. He's going to try to edge him out over so slightly, coming out into turn 2. Out along back straightaway. Here they come. As we see him, Grunberg taking a position, still side by side. Here in lap 3, coming out to lap 4. The Grunberg is going to take position, and the 09 of Miller is going to have to concede the 61. Taking a look on the outside of Miller here on the outside. Miller looking to defend that position to try to prevent any future catastrophic events here for tonight here at Kern County. As we see cars currently, it looks like there can be a caution here tonight. Looks like that's the, I believe that's the 08s there of Josh Smith. Looks like he's getting kind of side by side. Don't know quite what happened. Oh, there's a car on the wall there. Looks like there's a, oh, it looks like he gets into the number 25 there and hits the wall, and that looks like it's going to be a day over for Josh Smith. What an unexpected way to end a race here early at Kern County. Kern County, one of those tracks where a lot of things can happen, where just a small little mistake, yeah, it looks like the 25 even there got a little loose there. Well, all things aside, looks like the 25 punted, not punted, but kind of tapped the 08 there into the inside wall. And, well, that's all she wrote with the 08 car. It looks like Josh Smith is going to have a rough time coming down into pit road, trying to get those fixed. Looks like Rawls gets away kind of scot-free from that incident. As we see the cars kind of getting caught back up with pacing, and, oh, looks like a bigger wreck here. Way bigger. Ooh, that's a lot of wrecking, a lot of turning. Almost looks like the one of those cars looked like they were kind of Beyblading across the back straightaway here. I wonder what that is. The 41, I believe, of Frank Fody. It looks like Frank Fody got a little into a tussle there, and it seems like, yeah, just got spun around and started Beyblading across the back straightaway there, causing a huge pile up. Not much you can do if got a little loose and got turned in. Ooh, it looks like the, I believe, is that the 71 back there? Oh, no, it's 22. The 22 got a little loose and got kicked up in the air. And, man, that, I bet that does quite a big number on a lot of cars. Yeah, yes, that was Andrew Hardcastle, of course. Of course, the back straightaway turning into quite the parking lot back there. As we go on board here with Andrew Hardcastle. Smoke, 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 and there's not much you can do when it gets rammed in the back of it and gets kicked up. And, man, what a hard day to get ended on the bad note there for Andrew Hardcastle. But back to the real lifetime action here. Looks like Grunberg has taken the position away from Miller here, is now the leading car over the 09 of Miller. So a lot of people don't realize with Kern County the way it is, there's a lot of things people think that Kevin Harvick is, with the way it's kind of named after Kevin Harvick's Kern County Raceway. A lot of people don't realize it's not necessarily owned by Kevin Harvick. A lot of people assume that's Kevin Harvick's Raceway, but it turns out Tim and Lisa Huddleston renamed the track after in honor of Kevin Harvick in his 2014 NASCAR Cup Series championship. As we see the pace car jotting down into pit road here, getting ready to go green into the pit restart zone, and we're off. Green. Here we go into turn 1. Grunberg taking the lead, getting an absolute dominant jump there over the 09 at 66 of Ryan there. Side by side, going all the way back, peering down the back straightaway. We see the 17 of Grunberg entering turn 3. Miller on the inside, Ryan on the outside. Miller trying his best to edge out Ryan there, as we see Miller being able to get the upper hand of Ryan now. Side by side, farther back, Frankfield Bourne turns in the inside hit wall and hits it for the second caution of the night. What a disappointing day for a lot of these drivers. As they come off turn 2, we've been noticing a lot of people get a little loose, and whether it's because they're hitting another driver or if they're just ending up just side by side and just getting loose on the bottom, we just see them getting a little loose, and sending it towards that inside wall. Let's see here what exactly happened. I believe the burn of the 61 car burn kind of slid up, hit Frankenfield, or might just even got loose. Looks like he just got loose, and well, that's all she wrote. He got loose and he just kind of spun into the infield wall. Man, it takes a lot of these drivers to keep even focused. I don't understand how they could be even just be side by side some of these times and just do the best they can and just keep it out of the wall. As we see from another point of view, from the 47 of Batchwell, looks like it gets a little bit of tap there from the car behind it, and he just gets spun around there into entering turn one of the 77 car. And I believe that would be the 77 car of Bradley Smith. He just gets spun around and hits the outside wall. And man, talk about what a disappointing hit to Boutwell there. Looks like Bourne is going to be coming back out into 32nd there. As we see Mount Gernberg still in the lead over Miller and Ryan. We'll see a lot more battling, hopefully, from those top four. Seems like those top four have been able to get away from the previous behind them, the pack behind them, and looks like they can get away and see if they can get going here as we lap around here 3 and 4. Pace car lights is still on, so we're probably gonna go around one more time and see if the cars will start lining up here for the track. Looks like the pace car is still got his lights on, so a little track information here about its history. Well, let's dive into the history of this track. One of California's most unique racing playgrounds, Kevin Harvick's Kern County Raceway, opened in 2013. Located in Bakersfield, the track was built about 30 miles west of the former Mesa Marlin Raceway, another half-mile paved oval that held races from 1977 through 2005, including the 9 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series events in the late 2023. The track was purchased by Tim and Lisa Huddleston, owners of the Irwindale Speedway and Event Center, and renamed the Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway in honor of NASCAR legend and the Bakersfield native. Kern Raceway's paved oval features progressive banking in the corners, starting at 12 degrees at the bottom of the track and rising to 14 degrees at the top, as well as 8 degrees of banking in the straightaways. Turn 1 and 2 are raised slightly higher than the straightaways, and 3 and 4 alongside the paved oval, which is a regular host of the Arkham and Art Series West and the other stock car events. Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway is also a 3rd-mile Interstman Clive oval for sprint car racing and midget racing. Turn 1 and 2 and on Kevin Raceway's dirt oval, the tighter than 3 and 4. As we get going here, Kern County 150, back green. The 17 car, Gernberg, taking the lead into turn 1 and 2. Miller there in 2nd place. Frankenfield on the outside, looking to see if he can gain position over Ryan. Frankenfield looks like he's taking the position away just a little bit, but still side by side. They come down into turn 1. For the 15 of Frankenfield, still on the outside, still fighting for position. The 66 of Ryan on the bottom, 15 on top. Looks like the 68 gets loose and he's down into almost the apron section of theirs. Once again, side by side with Jeff Green there in the 38. He's going to have to concede the position there as he got a little bit hotter tires there, and he's going to have to concede it. What a moment there by 66. Not what he wanted to see today as we look farther down the pack, as we see more cars jostling position side by side. A lot of side-by-side battling here at the beginning as we see the cars coming around the corner. The 48 of Hackathorn is going to be on the outside of the car of the 34 car of JP Phillips as they're side-by-side fighting for the position. We see the 34 down on the inside with the 48 on the outside of Hackathorn on the outside. As we see much more battling between Phillips and Hackathorn. Phillips got the edge ever so slightly here on Hackathorn on the outside. Phillips is going to jostle right in front of Hackathorn and get the position and steal it away from the 48 of Hackathorn. As we see farther back, the drivers are still even more as a 3rd caution comes out here on lap 22. Now we really wonder what kind of incident would cause a 3rd caution here at Kern County. As we see coming, looks like McEvoy has something going on here. Looks like the 77 there in front of him, maybe, or maybe it was the 8. Looks like the 8. The 8 gets a little bit into Evoy and just kind of spins him around. A common spell we've been seeing here with previous cautions tonight, and with just constant battling and constant shuffling here, we'll just see him get spun around. Looks like he looks like he's gonna be fine here, as he doesn't have too much damage. Oh, never mind. He hits the wall, and looks like he's going to probably have some back end damage. Probably a lot better, though, than having some front end damage here on iRacing. Hopefully, he can get that car going again, and hopefully, it's not too desperately bad. And hopefully, he can get that car going again. As we see the 17 of Grunberg up front, and Miller in second, with Frankenfield kind of sneakily coming into third here. Looks like the Tally is going to be on number 80 of, I believe, the 80 of Yoakum, the Randy Yoakum, it looks like, from Unacceptable Racing. Remember, guys, the track is not necessarily too hot tonight, so it's going to be a nice, cool 72 degrees. Granted, though, if it's 72 degrees, it could be a lot different temperatures there on the track. I'm not necessarily in the sim currently, but I really wonder what kind of strategies that these drivers are going to come into the tonight with, whether it's going to be who's going to be battling for the track position of strategy, or if it's going to be based off of how long can you stay out in your car without over pushing your tires, if it's going to be one way or the other. And let's see what the drivers have concocted up tonight for the races, as we see Grunberg on the back straightaway leading the pack here on pacing laps. We always wonder that with Kern County and the way it is with progressive banking, with the 2-degree banking differences, why don't drivers always take the high line? A lot of the times, though, it's not always the same story with progressive banking tracks, with the 2% or 2-degree difference between the bottom and the top. It's just better to be on the bottom rather than be on top, because a lot of times people, when they take the top of the track with that 2 degrees, they tend to burn a lot more tire. And plus, with the way this track is configured, a lot of the time is you don't necessarily get around much faster beyond the top, as long as you try to push it as hard as you can. It's the pace car come down pit road now. We get back into the restart zone as the Grunberg is now taking the lead. He gets a good jump. 09 and Miller is going to be on the outside, with Frankenfield looking on the inside. He's got a bumper there. Frankenfield, he's probably going to have to shuffle back into third once it's again conceding the position to the 09 there, as he gave it a look, but it seems like he's not going to get through. It's Norgard on the outside of, if it believe it's going to be Ryan there. Norgard giving it a shot there outside. See if he can get anything, as even Ryan is taking a look on Jeff Green. See if he can get something going there, as Norgard is put in an awkward position now of being on the outside with the bottom car even attacking the guy in front of you. That's definitely going to cause a wrinkle in the attack that Norgard had planned there. Absolutely. Looks like there's a fourth caution here on lap 29. Again, a fourth caution here tonight at Kern County Raceway. Let's see what it was all about. Looks like Gerald Campbell in the double zero there, with the 32 of Dustin Durr, I believe, on the bottom. Looks like Campbell just gets loose there, and just gets loose, and he's going to get more and more tight, and he's just sideways now, kind of Tokyo drifting around in that corner now, and looks like he locks it up, and no one's got nowhere to go, but it looks like everyone's okay. No one got involved. So far, so good. Yeah, it looks like everyone is able to avoid Campbell there, and it seems like it's just a spinning caution there for the fourth caution tonight. Looks like everyone now is catching back up to the pack in front of them. Now we wonder what's necessarily going to be happening. Is there going to be different tire strategies enacted? As we see some cars down pit road, it looks like, I think Miller took tires there, went down pit road there just now. Looks like some cars have opted to come down pit road and take some new tires, and looks like Miller came out on the better end. Looks like, yep, tally on the 0-0 for the last caution. What an unexpected, well, quite frankly, it was quite expected there, and with the tally going to the 0-0. But unfortunate for Campbell there. Looks like Grunberg, Finkfield, and the Green decided to opt to stay out on the racetrack on their older tires. Let's see how this shakes up, though, comparatively with the drivers behind them. On the newer set of tires, let's see if 32 laps of tires, not necessarily all racing at once, if necessarily those new or older tires have, frankly, make a difference there. As the pacing continues here, some more fun factual statements to make about this track. A lot of the people don't necessarily account for the mere size of a lot of these tracks, and Kern County Raceway is one of those tracks where you see about 15,000 seats for fans to view and spectate the race, and typically that all those seats are along all the front straightaway here. While we're approaching the straightaway, you'll see them kind of creep there on the left side of the track. Yep, there they are, with occasionally some spotted seats here in the corners as well. But there's some plans, though, for this track to get renovations to get an additional 2,000 seats for fans to be able to spectate these races, and hopefully this will be able to stimulate the track even more to bring even more grand racing here to Kern County Raceway. As we see the pace car turning its lights off, meaning that the cars will be going green once again here coming out of turn 4. 17 of Grunberg, 15 of Frankenfield on the outside. Grunberg goes, and green. We are off to the races once again here at Kern County. Frankenfield not getting as good of a jump, but it looks like farther back in the pack, we got the 12 of Norgard fighting against the 48 of Hackathorn. Norgard looks like he's gotten a little bit not as good a jump. Ooh, we've been farther back. We got 2x2x2. 2x2x2, even more. Looks like there's another caution for the night, for the 5th caution tonight. Looks like it was between the 47 and the number 8. Now going on to the back straightaway, the 47 is Sam Boutwall. Coming down the track and coming into the corner. Looks like they just connect, and the 8 just misses the mark on the bottom, just collecting the 47 and causing them to both go sideways. Luckily, the 09 of Miller barely escaping on the outside there. I wonder if we can get a onboard of the 09 there on that caution there. Just see how close he got to missing that wreck there. On board with James Miller as we go in live here. Entering turn 3 now is the 8 and the 47. Wow, what some reflexes there just to miss that wreck there and not get caught up. Amazing reflexes there. Sometimes you got to think about what it takes to be on your toes and staying out of danger. And, well, Miller showcased that with being able to jump out of line and be able to get around the wreck. Facing once again with Chris White there, number 10th. Two number 8s, yeah, absolutely. Could be the 08.
I know one is a number 80, but he has a custom 8 on his truck.
Is it Yoakum, the Randy Oakum?
Yeah, Randy Oakum has an 8 on his truck, but he's really a number 80.
I wonder if...
Yeah, literally just noticed that too.
That's okay. He's new, so we'll give him. Look at that, he's pulling off. So.
Well, I'm sure it's amazing racing here, and definitely some entertainment here with the caution fest that this race is coming into with the fifth caution of the race here. Cars still definitely pacing around the track. I wonder if cars are getting ready to go side by side once again to the lights out for going green once more. As we go down the field, we got Grunberg in the pole position with Frankenfield in second. Tommy, I think that's Ryan. Got Tommy Ryan in the 66 in third, with Jeff Green in fourth, Hackathorn in fifth, and Norgarden in sixth. As those are going to be our top 6 drivers in the top 3 rows, and we'll see if who will get an amazing start tonight here. As the pace car once again jumps down pit road, side by side. Here we go. Grunberg gets an amazing start once again here. Frankfield sleeping on the wheel there. Grunberg jumps up to the high line after crossing the start-finish line into turn 3, turn 1 and 2. The 17 of Grunberg getting almost a 5-car lead there, entering 3. Frankfield trying. Looks like there's another caution on the field with the 6th caution of the night here at lap 42. Looks like Michael Michaka there in the number 72 street limit machine out of 3, or I believe that's out of 2 actually. Sideways in the French Railway. Let's see what happened here. Frank Fodi on the outside of him and Miller on the behind. Looks like he misses the corner entirely and just hits the number 20. Is that the 77 or the 22? I think that's the 77 of Bradley Smith, and just gets turned by Frank Fodi to finish the job on him. Doesn't look like there's too much damage, so I believe the 72 of Michael Machaka will be able to get back up and going green once more tonight. Yeah, it looks like he'll have plenty of time to get back up and going and making it back to the field, as there doesn't seem to be much damage on that machine. Grunberg still in the lead in Frankfield. Question is, how many times will Grunberg get away with going so fast and get such a big jump? Will Frankfield be able to answer for the amount of speed that the number 17 has had on restarts? We'll never know. We'll have to wait to see when the restart happens. It looks like Frankenfield might actually. Nope, it looks Grunberg still is the first car up front. Now we got the cars pacing under pace lap, as we probably should go to a commercial break here to just pay some small bills here now and then.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, everyone, as now we can see the cars are lining up 2 by 2, getting ready for the restart here, as we got almost 100 laps left to go here for the Kern County 150. Grunberg on first position here with Frankenfield in number 15 on the outside. The pace car jumps down pit road once again as they get ready to go green here. And here we go, and they about to go in green. Here goes Grunberg getting one fast jump here, coming into turn 1. Frankenfield in second with right behind them. It looks like there's another caution here for the 7th caution tonight. And wow, that's a big caution there. It looks like it was a parking lot back there. Let's see what happened as we look at the 06 of Zach Evans here coming onto the front straightaway. As now this is the point of where they were starting to go green here as we go entering. It looks like at the 06 of Zach Evans getting into the back of the car in front of him, and it just starts a huge check up in where all the cars in front of him just get turned, and everyone just gets collected and just keeps just spiraling out of control once that happens. That 73 into the wall on the outside. The 77 getting by not too bad. Destin Haynes kind of skating by pretty well. And the 49 there kind of getting the bad end of the stick there. Getting sideways into the... Getting a lot of cars getting collected there. Lots of cars getting collected. As we gave it another look here from a different perspective coming into turn 1, it looks like, yeah, it just looks like a huge stack up there. Lots of cars involved as everyone's trying to slow down and avoid each other. A lot of cars get collected. A lot of them seems like that might not be terminal. A lot of them might be overly terminal. A lot of cars might have more damage than others. Some might just got a scrape with just getting barely grazed there, trying to get past each other. Looks like the 06. Looks like there's a little kerfuffle there going down the front straightaway. I wonder what happened there. I'm guessing that they were trying to get ordered up and lined up. Looks like one car hit the outside wall. The 49 of Brent Jones. The 49 gets hit the outside wall. Brent Jones hits the outside wall and just gets bounced on the towards the bottom. And looks like it was not intentional because it looked like he just didn't have any steering left in that car. Looks like it might be day over for Brent Jones. Not the way you want to see yourself not the way you want to see yourself ending up here tonight with ending early tonight with a damaged car. Definitely disastrous indeed. As with the cars are pacing even more. Looks like the leaders, however, are still mostly staying out of danger's way and definitely having a better race than a lot of other people tonight. But a lot of people got to think it's about patience. A lot of people got to have patience and just thinking and pushing and just having the patience to make the right choices of passing when needed. Looks like that was a racing incident on the last caution here, and I don't blame him. It's a big kerfuffle and a lot of things happen. It looks like we're going side by side again for a green flag. Gernberg on the lead pedal once again here, getting a massive jump. Frankenfield side by side with Hackathorn. Hackathorn taking a long way around with Ryan on the bottom. 2 by 2 they go up here in the front, as now they're starting to get shuffled into the single file lines. Hackathorn in third. Norgard there on the outside of Jeff Green now. Side by side, Norgard got his nose there on the outside, trying to look. Jeff Green trying to cover. Norgard having to go up a little bit more on the track than he normally is liking. The 23 of McEvoy on the bottom there with the 8 of Wrights getting slightly loose, it looks like, from the guys behind them, as Norgard look on the outside of Jeff Green. Jeff Green covering that inside. Looks like there's another caution on the field for the 8th caution tonight. Now, let's see what was going on for the instant replay. Looks like Dustin Haynes comes into the corner, gets a little loose, slides out underneath him, slides up the track, and probably has ended up hit the wall. Maybe not. Just looks like it's a slide job up in the wall, and just slides around and just hits the wall. Definitely not something that you'd want to do here at Kern County. Granted, though, Kern County definitely one of the more difficult racetracks on the calendar this season, with its weird configuration of almost how it's a bigger paperclip of Martinsville in a lot of ways, with a lot more banking. Looking even more to see what happened here. Looks like there's a little bit of a checkup. Nothing much to there. Just looks like it's just a checkup there. But anyway, back to the lead live race pacing laps, and Grunberg up front, just pacing around, as not much is going on here. And let's go to another commercial break here, and as we do some more pacing laps here at the Kern County Raceway. And welcome back, everyone, from commercial, as now we're getting ready to go green once again here as the cars still continue to pace. Looks like they're going to be coming down front straightaway and starting to line up 2x2. On the previous racing caution causing the 8th caution tonight, the 76 of Dustin Hange gets a tally for a self-spin out of turn 1. As they start getting side by side, we got Grunberg on the pole here on the first position, with Frankenfield on second position on the outside, Hackathorn third, Ryan fourth, Jeff Green in fifth, in Norgard on the outside there in sixth. Those are your top 6 drivers there in the top 3 rows there here tonight on this 8th caution restart, as the pace car jumps down pit road as they're getting ready to go. Grunberg leading the pack, leading the field, and they're going green. Frankenfield definitely gets a way better start tonight. Here entering turn 1, Frankenfield on the outside, giving it all he has, trying to nudge Grunberg out of the way. Looks like Grunberg got a little loose coming out of 2, and they touch, they get a little contact there. Frankenfield giving him a little nudge, not telling him he's not necessarily happy about that. Looks like there's another caution on the field for the 9th caution of tonight. Once again, the 9th caution. This race has turned into a little bit of a caution fest, as we are now going back to see what happened. As we see here, a lot of jostling and jousting around. As we see the number 1 of Jaden Racines getting into the 34 there of, I believe, the 34 of Phillips there, and gets a little sideways and just comes down the track, hitting Justin Dorr and several other cars, just getting sideways after having a little contact with the car up on the top. And looks like it just turns into a parking lot once more there, and just essentially just going sideways. And there's not much you can do when that happens to you. It just becomes, you're just part of the ride there. And you just try your best not to drive it down and hit other cars. You just want to ride it out. And looks like he got into the car on the outside and just caused a little bit of an issue getting him sideways. As we're on board here with Donald Knight. Yeah, the smoke, and then boom, you hit. There's not much you can do when that kind of smoke just happens almost instantaneously, and you don't see it until like the last second. There's not much you can do in that situation. And hopefully they can get those cars back up and going and getting ready to go green once more. Grunberg still on the pole here of first position, with Frankenfield definitely in second place, as they are going side by side once more. Coming around, looks like. Nope, looks like they're going to do one more pacing lap. Definitely a good time, though, to go to commercial once again here
Flames will burn and sparks will fly at the NHRA Midwest Nationals, September 27th through 29th at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Kickoff race weekend in style with 2 qualifying sessions in one day, plus the can't-miss show of Nitro Under the Lights on Friday, September 27th. Get tickets at WWTRaceway.com with kids 12 and under free and general admission. The NHRA Midwest Nationals, September 27th through 29th at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Welcome back here, as now they're going side by side, getting ready to go green once again. Pace car lights are out once more. The 17 of Grunberg in first and Frankfield in second, as they are getting more and more ready to go green. Side by side, here we go, getting ready to go green. Here as the pace car jumps down pit road. As they are getting going green, and 17 goes green. Grunberg green once more, getting a good jump there on the 15 of Frankfield. Hackathorn in third with Ryan on the outside there. Side by side, Hackathorn and Ryan. Ryan definitely taking a look on the outside. Hackathorn trying to defend that inside line, making Ryan go the long way around as Hackathorn tries to close the door, but not quite. Ryan's still there on the back bumper of Hackathorn. The 66 looking the outside, still side by side. Will Norgard though come in behind and start to capitalize on this moment? Norgard giving a look. The 66 still on the back bumper of the 48. The 48 of Hackathorn covers off the 66 of Ryan, and it looks like the Hackathorn will still keep the position over Ryan. Norgard giving it a look though, definitely comes back a little farther back, but it looks like there's a 10th caution tonight. Looks like the 08 of Josh Smith here. Looks like the 08 gets sent around now and comes down and just gets hit by Jesse Racines, it looks like, from that angle, and hits the 73 there. Looks like it's just a classic bump and rung that just went wrong there, and Smith's just getting the bad end of that stick there, getting spun out into the inside there. Definitely something to think about and remember for later, and kind of pocket for later, as now they're getting caught back up to go get in single file. Well, I think it's a good time right now to start paying some more bills, as we've been doing for the past several cautions, and we'll be right back here.
Flames will burn and sparks will fly at the NHRA Midwest Nationals, September 27th through 29th at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Kickoff race weekend in style with 2 qualifying sessions in one day, plus the can't-miss show of Nitro Under the Lights on Friday, September 27th. Get tickets at WWTRaceway.com with kids 12 and under free and general admission. The NHRA Midwest Nationals, September 27th through 29th at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Welcome back, everyone. Looks like as the cars are getting ready to go, 17 suddenly jumping down onto the apron. I wonder what is going on with that. The 17 car Grunberg. I wonder if you got a. Wow, it looks like the 17 gets a lane change penalty off the restart. As for those who don't know at home, when the lane change happened off restart, it means you're changing from the bottom lane to the top lane, or top lane to the bottom when it comes to start-finish line. As he looks like he goes right in front of Frankenfield there, coming into the start-finish line, causing the 17 to gain a penalty right there, right as he goes in front of the 15 there, right before the start-finish line. With a small mistake that's quite costly here at Elite, with how the drivers race here at the caliber that they do. You just realize that with the caliber that this racing series is any one small mistake will cost you almost a race. As you can see, it could be costing the 17 there of Grunberg the chance to win, as Dylan Haver getting a little bit checked up there, as now everyone's trying their best to get stacked up and ready to go for another restart. Looks like Frankenfield is going to be the inherent pole sitter of the next restart here, as they are getting ready. It's a green. Here goes Chad. Frankenfield gets a good start here as everyone goes side by side, as Frankenfield, definitely the leader, gets a good jump and good start. As Norgard sitting on the outside there, trying to get around Ryan there from the bottom of that number 66 car. The 12 of Norgard definitely having the edge there, as now Ryan is struggling on the bottom, receding more positions from the bottom. Norgard trying to fight back and try to get that position away from Ryan. Ryan on the bottom trying to push it ever so more hard to try to get more positions, as we see a tally for the number 1 from the last caution there. Side by side, the 66, the 12, side by side as they come out of 2. The 12 of Norgard trying to overdo the 66 of Ryan, as Ryan seems like he has just a slightly better entering over Norgard side by side once more. The 66 on the bottom with his nose out. The 66 gets loose. Norgard trying his best. Will he get the position? Yes, he will. Norgard gaining position away from Ryan. As now we see Ty McIntosh looking on the outside of the 66 of Ryan, giving it a shot. He's giving it, looking bumper now. Looks like the 66 is falling back more. Looks like he's got more tire wear, and now he's starting to feel the pressure of the competitive field behind him. And now there's a caution with the 49 ahead coming into the inside wall. As we look back here on the instant replay, we see the 49 coming around the corner here, entering out of 2. Looks like he just gets loose there. Yeah, just gets loose and slides towards the inner wall and locks it up. It looks like that's just a standard self-spin here. And once again, I remind people at home that this race is all about patience. Patience is what wins you these kinds of races.
Speak of time for some sponsor reads.
But it speaks of the time, though, of it's time for some sponsor reads.
All right, you're listening to and watching the Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series. Our premier sponsors for this year, Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand toward victory lane. Don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big. Worldwide Technology Raceway. Worldwide Technology Raceway is a motorsport racing facility in Madison, Illinois, just east of St. Louis, Missouri. Features a 1.25-mile oval that hosts the NASCAR Cup Series, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, and the NTT IndyCar Series. They have a 2-mile infield road course used by Speed Tour Trans Am, SCCA, and the Porsche Club of America. There's a 1/4-mile NHRA sanctioned drag strip that hosts the annual NHRA Camping World Drag Racing Series Midwest Nationals event, which is coming up in 2 weeks. And finally, they have the Kartplex, a state-of-the-art karting facility. 4D Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers. 4D sim racing shoes are custom engineered to connect racers to the pedals in a way no other racing shoe can, and still provide all the comfort needed for those double and triple stints. So visit 4dracewear.com and check out the original iRacing gloves for your feet. And Stay Tuned Sports, which is our series sponsor. Stay Tuned Sports was started in 2016 by 2 friends, even though hating each other's teams, with the purpose of producing a sports show like no other. They wanted to create a show that would cover all major sports with a little bit of comedy mixed in. Stay Tuned Sports releases weekly episodes covering NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball, and even some college football. So if you're looking for some hot takes mixed in with some good ball busting, then this is the show for you. Stay Tuned Sports, your home for sports nonsense. Those are our sponsors for tonight, Thomas.
Absolutely, and those sponsors is what helps us really make the dream work here at Elite and allows us to put up the production as we do with the quality as we can. Back to the racing here. Frankenfield once again still the leader here in the number 15 car. On the previous caution, or the 11th caution here, the tally will go on to number 49, causing for a self-spin. Definitely something that you don't want to see coming out of drivers. But once again, the pace car's light is down with the cars lining up side by side. Chad Frankenfield, the leader, gets off to an early start into the middle of turn 3 and 4 as now Frankenfield gets a jump, taking a lead there on the outside, jumping to the bottom now, definitely showing his class on that restart. Number 8 and the 20 there, the 8 of Wright and the 20 of Higgins side by side now entering 3 and 4. Higgins giving it all on the outside, going a long way around over Wright. Wright trying to defend with that inside line. Also, looks like the 8 of Wright giving it a little bit of a nose to Norgard, but it looks like he's going to have to burn out some of that steam and definitely lose some speed on the straightaways, as now Higgins definitely showing that speed in that number 20 car. Right, definitely losing some speed, as now the 12th caution of tonight happens on the track. As we see the 76 there of Dustin Haynes with some big damage. I wonder what happened to the 76 here. Looks like the 76 of Dustin Haynes, once again, another self-spin tonight, coming out of 2, a very common spot, as now we see Dustin Haynes sliding, and looks like he's going to be heading towards the wall. Oh, he stops right before the wall. Definitely a good spot to save the car and definitely not have much damage. Looks like he's going to be able to get it up and going again for that street limit racing machine. Into the pit lane, some people go trying to get some tires now, and we talk about strategy early in the race, and looks like some people are opting to take some later tires, trying to shuffle to the front once again. It seems like the racers are now opting on this staggering tire strategy, where half of the field looks like they're staying out on their tires, and the other half looks like they're just taking tires and trying to see, banking on the fact that we might go green once more. As we see Frankenfield once again leading the field down under a caution. Looks like the 38 is that the 38 gets into the 15 of Frankenfield. I wonder what happened there. They were just pacing under caution. And now I wonder, just completely disregards that Frankenfield is there and comes down on him. Let's look from a different point of view here. Yeah, he just looks like he just comes down and just hits Frankenfield. What an interesting dilemma there. It's just the 38 there, just not 38, but just comes down and hits Frankenfield. I wonder if there's some beef going on between the two drivers now on the track. I wonder if that's going to pop up later in the race. Continuing to pace here under caution, Frankenfield in the pole position, with Hackathorn fighting his way into second once more. Norgard sitting in third, and Ty McIntosh in fourth, and Higgins in fifth, and Wright in sixth. As we look farther back, we see Jeff Green sitting in eighth, or in Bourne in seventh. Not entirely knowing which positions that they're sitting in. Looks like Jeff Green gonna be sitting in. Yeah, it looks like Jeff Green is gonna be sitting in the seventh spot, with Bourne on the outside there, and Mickey Evoy in ninth, and Rawls on 25th, and in his 25 car. And now they're going green once more as we go back to the front of the track field now, with Frankenfield taking the lead now, with Hackathorn in second, fending off Ty McIntosh and Norgard from behind. The 12 of Norgard on the outs, finding himself on the outside once more, seems like he finds some home up there on the outside, but it seems like on the restarts he always loses one's position, but seems to always regain it back on the outside lane. Ooh, as Ty McIntosh gets a little bit loose coming out of 2 as they enter turn 3 now. We got Frankenfield still leading with Hackathorn behind, and this gaggle of cars here with the 12 of Norgard and 20 of Higgins still battling out for the position. Higgins on the bottom, Norgard on the top. Norgard trying to defend from the outside position is now Bright pouncing on the idea of the battling going on ahead of him and now going on the outside of Higgins. Higgins gonna having to battle out with the 8 car of Wright. Wright's giving it a little bit more on the outside, got a little bit more speed. Higgins got a bumper there to the 8 car of Wright. Wright's gonna have a little bit more speed coming out of
Caution.
4 and definitely have a little bit more speed in gaining position, as now there's a 13th caution on the field. As we go back for the instant replay, as now we peer into the previous eyes of the spectator as they get together a little bit more. Looks like Tudler gets within the Campbell. Campbell hits the wall, hits Tedler, the Ford Tedler, and gets turned around. How upsetting that is. Ooh, what a massive hit as the back bumper swings off the car. And looks like there's some massive damage to the floor there after Campbell hitting the wall on the outside. Looks like there's some massive damage. So look more at the Ford car. He's coming in for his damage. Hopefully he can get that car back going again, and hopefully you can see more racing to go with that car on track. As we see a bunch of cars coming down pit road, trying to see if they can stagger and get a little bit more damage fixed and get a little bit more speed with some fresher to rubber and see if that can help them going forward. Looks like the 39 won't be able to beat out the pace car and be shuffled back a lap down. Quite unfortunate for him. As now we see more cars, just the field lapping the track now with Frankenfield up in front. Not much has changed with the leaders now, with Frankenfield still in the first position, Hackathorn in second, Ty McIntosh in third, and Leighton Norgard in fourth. The cars are definitely putting in all the drivers of those cars, trying to put in all the effort they can, and as we go into another brief commercial break here, to stay tuned here for the Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series race. And once again, welcome back everyone to the Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series, as now the pace cars lights are dimming down, getting ready to go green once again, as the cars are stacking up 2 by 2, getting ready, going for the green flag here once again, as now we all are 2/3 of the way done with this race with only 50 laps to go. Everything on the line as we get ready, going green, with Chad Frankenfield taking the lead on that loud pedal once again, taking into turn 1, the 15, taking that first position away. Hackathorn on the bottom once again, giving it a go. Side by side, Norgard giving it a look on the outside. Ty McIntosh defending Norgard, trying to give it all he's got. Norgard on the outside, Ty McIntosh on the inside. Ty McIntosh giving it all he has on the inside. Norgard still giving him a bumper, and it's another caution, a 14th caution of tonight. Looks like that was the 41 of Frank Fody involved with the 60 of I believe, Austin Inabbott. Looks like they just get into each other, and Abbott hits the wall on the outside. Frank Fodi gets loose and comes down, hits Jason Racimis. Or is that Jason Racimis? Yeah, Jason Racimis on the bottom. Looks like has a little bit of an issue there, and definitely causes another parking lot between drivers. And that's something you, as a team and a driver, that's something you don't necessarily want to see, is two of your drivers get into each other, causing an incident like that. Definitely puts behind the drivers, as we are on board with Richie Herron, as we can watch this wreck go down the front straightaway, as now he's braking. Ooh, and there's not much you can do. He gave it all he had and hits the back of the back of Frank Fodi. Frank Fodi coming down pit road, looking to get the damage fixed. Looks like it's mostly repairable. He looks like his car is still rolling, so that's a plus side at least. Looks like he's going to be able to get it back onto the racetrack and stay on the lead lap. Don't know if that car still got speed left in it, but definitely on the plus side, he's still being able to run it out. Chad Frankenfield once again in the lead here tonight, with Hackathorn in second, Ty McIntosh third, and Leighton Norgard in 12th once more. As we take a moment here to go for another commercial break here tonight.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back once again, as the pace car coming out of two cars lined up side by side once more for another green flag awaiting to be taken, as the pace car jots down pit road once again, with Frankenfield going now a little earlier than normal. Frankenfield definitely taking the lead here with a big gap here, almost 2 car lengths between him and second place. Is Ty McIntosh taking advantage of Hackathorn's sleeping there. Ty McIntosh on the inside, Hackathorn on the outside. McIntosh definitely looking on the inside, trying to give it a bumper on the inside. He looks like Hackathorn is going to be able to keep the position. Farther back, we see Leighton Norgard capitalizing on the opportunity of the battling going on, as we see him side by side with McIntosh there. Looks like Leighton Norgard gets a little bit more speed, as we've been seeing that outside lane has been able to gain a little bit more speed over the bottom line. That bottom line has been, looks like there's a little squealing going on down the back straight, and it looks like there's a 15th caution of the night. Let's see who is at fault and what's going on. Looks like the 4 gets a little loose there and comes down to the bottom of that, being Matt Tidler. Yeah, it looks like he just gets loose and hits the bottom of the track. I wonder if that's the damage affecting his truck now, causing him be a little bit more looser and a little bit more squirmy on the throttle, causing him to turn down into the wall. But it looks like it's nothing too big, but definitely hinders the car just a little bit more than he needed, as we see them pace once more. 40 laps to go tonight, with Frankenfield being the best car tonight, definitely giving it all he has from the lead. And we got to think about, does the lead help with the clean air and having it over the cars behind you? Does it allow you to be able to drive a little bit harder, a little bit faster, and having a little bit more speed over the cars behind you? Does it allow you to have a little bit more pace? That's one thing we should be asking ourselves with how are these drivers in the lead being able to hold up the people behind him. As we see, Hackathorn is following there on Frankenfield and definitely trying to get around him, but it seems like having that pole position has been having a big advantage over everyone tonight. As we lap around between 3 and 4 now, Frankenfield still in the lead. As we've seen, it's a lot of those guys that we saw at the beginning of the race was like some guys like Miller and I believe Grunberg, we see them kind of fall off in this race. Haven't seen much of them, as hopefully they've been kind of fighting forward a little bit. Looks like Miller is going to be in the 10th spot here, definitely fighting back. Let's hope that we can see more of him coming back to the front of the racetrack. And Grunberg definitely fighting back from that early penalty that he suffered from the lane change on the restart. He's definitely giving it all and coming back a little bit more harder than he came before. As we see him now getting stacked up now, coming across the start-finish line. Frankenfield opting to take the outside line. Seems like it's his favorable line, other than some other people who've been opting to take the bottom line here at the short track. I really wonder what it takes that makes Frankenfield like that top line over that bottom line tonight, as it seems to him that he just gets more speed taking that high line. As we're getting ready to go green again, as we see the pace car jumping down pit road once more, as Frankenfield goes green once again. The number 15 of Frankenfield going green, as we see him get a massive start here and get 2 car lengths, as now Hackathorn is going to have to follow in here, as the Leighton Norgard gets another position from Ty McIntosh. Looks like there's a 16th caution tonight. Looks like as we watch what happened tonight, Jordan McEvoy throws it in a little too deep into Miller and turns himself, looks like, from trying to pitch it in there a little too hard, as we see Grunberg coming around on the outside as now he slides up the track. Everyone avoiding. Looks like everyone got past that pretty clean. Looks like there wasn't too big of a parking lot there, so Jordan McEvoy with a spin there. Definitely could have been worse with a parking lot there. As we go under more pacing here, we go side by side for once again one more commercial.
Flames will burn and sparks will fly at the NHRA Midwest Nationals, September 27th through 29th at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Kickoff race weekend in style with 2 qualifying sessions in one day, plus the can't-miss show of Nitro Under the Lights on Friday, September 27th. Get tickets at WWTRaceway.com with kids 12 and under free and general admission. The NHRA Midwest Nationals, September 27th through 29th at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
And welcome back, everyone, for some more racing here. So now we got 30 laps to go here in the Kern County 150. As Chad Frankenfield has been taking the lead here. As for those who have been just tuning in into the race, Chad Frankenfield have been taking a lot of the lead laps tonight, along with Gernberg in the 17 car, who's farther back in the pack currently. But those two cars have been the fastest from what it looks like tonight, as the 23 taking a tally from the last incident. Pacing once again, the car's getting ready to go side by side again for a green flag. The pace car lights are out once again, with the 48 of Hackathorn on the outside of Frankenfield on the inside with the 15, and Norgard on the bottom with Ty McIntosh on the top in the row 2. As we get going green, as Chad once again going off green a lot faster now. Green. Chad Frankenfield taking the lead once again, as now we almost see some 3 wide action almost there behind them, with Ty McIntosh and Leighton Norgard splitting Hackathorn down the middle. Hackathorn being able to hold off that onslaught of 2 cars behind him, and now Leighton Norgard and Ty McIntosh caught in a heated battle between the two, and Ty McIntosh looks like he's going to recede the position for now, as he allows Leighton Norgard going a little bit farther ahead of him, allowing him to be able to have the position. As we see more battling going on behind him is between Wright and Higgins now. Higgins trying to defend on that outside with Wright on the bottom. Wright looking on the inside, side by side with Higgins. A bumper with Wright. Wright dives it on deep with trying to get to farther than Higgins. Higgins getting a little bit more run. Wright having to lose some speed here on the straight as he dives it once more down into turn 1. Wright side by side with Higgins, still
Caution.
going a little bit faster. It looks like there's another caution, as there's going to be a 17th caution of the night. Looks like they were 3 wide, as we see Zach Evans on the top line there. As we see him as they come out of turn 1, I believe. 3 wide. As we see a couple cars hit the wall on the outside. Looks like the 4 hits the wall, and it just causes some issues. With Matt Tidler on the outside hits the wall. Oh, looks like he got some help there from Joe on the inside. 35 hits the wall, gets loose, hits the 35, goes up into the wall, and Bay blades across the front straightaway. You see the 08 definitely also having their moment as well, of Josh Smith get involved with the 39 and the 72 of Michael Machaka.
Oh, he's up on the wall.
And wow, Matt Tudler on the wall, almost practically going over it, as he now gets connected. All 4 wheels on the ground towards the end of the wreck, but that's a pretty vicious wreck, and I wouldn't be surprised if that car is no longer as he hits the wall and goes farther down the track and almost over the wall there on his side. Thankfully, he's back on his 4 wheels now, as it looks like Matt is going to be out of the race tonight. With 24 to go, looks like Frankenfield's still leading the race, and Hackathorn's still going to be in second. Looks like tally on the number 4 for the previous incident regarding the pileup on the straightaway. Norgard in second, and Ty McIntosh in 4th. The same 4 figures that we've been seeing all night, battling out for those top 5 positions. And it's been about who has the pace and who has the, who has the guts to edge out above their opponent and put their nose out there first and see who can have the position over the others, trying to see if essentially forcing the other driver to back down and allow them to take the position as now Chad might be taking the outside here for the next restart. Looks like Chad is definitely opting for the outside line over the inside. Switching it up here on Hackathorn. Chad liking that outside a lot more than the inside, seems like. With 22 laps to go, it'll be 21 when we hit the line. Pace car lights are out once more. Side by side, here we go. Pace car coming down pit road once and more. Chad Frankenfield off to a jump right here before the start finish line once more, getting a huge lead with a car length between him and second place. Ty McIntosh on the outside line having a huge jump and start as we see, looks like the 48th Hackathorn getting loose there. Ty McIntosh trying on the outside, looking on the outside, trying to get positions, trying to get his more points here for his team as we see Ty McIntosh taking the second position, putting on the pressure of Chad Frankenfield. Looks like the 48 getting a little contact with the 20, and now he's going on the inside and hits the wall. Looks like we stay green. Will there be a caution? Oh, and there's another spin, and there's a caution tonight for the 18th caution. Looks like there'll be two separate instances between the 39 there and the 48 of Hackathorn. Randy McEvoy looks like he comes out of turn 2 and looks like he just gets loose and slides towards the inside wall as Hackathorn did the same, but with the help of Higgins on the outside. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a 2 tally on this one, but definitely using the truck there as people have been tonight, definitely having a little bit more, should I say, a lot more wrecks hitting the walls. But Hackathorn having a fast car tonight, what upsetting it is for him as he hit towards the wall. Definitely upsetting for him, I bet. And probably calling his race there, not having much shot, enough of a shot back. Looks like on this new lap, looks like there's going to be 8 trucks here on the lead lap that have not pitted. 8 trucks. As we see, will that make a difference? Will that cause more controversy? We will not know. As we take a deeper look here, looks like Frankenfield stayed out with Ty McIntosh. I reckon the drivers be on 8th position. Probably pitted for tires and wondering if they have enough. Do they have enough time to make up that position over each other driver? As now we go back down the field with Gavin Harvick in 3rd, Elaine Norgard in 4th, Chris Wright in 5th, Grunberg in the 17 car in 6th, as we see Miller in the 7th position, Adams in 8th there, and Jeff Green now. The first car looks like going to be on new tires there in the 9th spot. 10th spot is going to be Seth Rawls there in 10th. And that'll be making up your top 10 now. As we start, you come around, will Chad make the option to go bottom or will he go to the top? We have to see what his choice looks like. And it looks like he's going to opt towards the bottom position and force Ty McIntosh to go the long way around on this next restart as they start getting stacked up now. As we getting ready to go green, a lot of these cars up in the top 8, remind you, have not gotten tires. The cars in the top 8 have not gotten tires, causing this might cause some more controversy with cars behind them being a little bit faster. But once again, the name of the game tonight has been about patience. What car, what team, what driver has the most patience tonight and being able to grab the attention of others? As the pace car comes down pit road, and now Chad Frankenfield goes green, gets a good start now as Higgins behind him now side by side with Ty McIntosh. Ty McIntosh on the outside battling out with Higgins. As now they get a little bit of squeeze. Higgins gets a little loose now as Ty McIntosh on Chad's toes on the outside, the 75, battling it out with Higgins on the bottom there. There's only 13 laps to go. Chad Frankenfield still leading out with Ty McIntosh looking on the bumper. Definitely trying to get him by. Putting a little pressure. Chad gets a little bit loose there coming out of 2. Coming into turn 3, Ty McIntosh side by side once more. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle there from the Ty McIntosh. The 75 Ty McIntosh gets a little loose. Now we're going to see him to go one by one here coming into the 12 to go. We could almost throw a blanket over these guys as we see them now trying to follow each other, trying to get the best angle, as now there's a 19th caution on the field. Looks like it was a big one there as we see the 000 and the 47 getting involved once again. Looks like as we get going, it looks like Ryan gets a little bit help to Boutwell and crosses over into Campbell, causing a little bit of an issue. Looks like that causes him. Yeah, looks like Ryan turns to 47 and the 47 kind of butterfly infects into Campbell and causes once more another spin. Let's look again once more. And looks like the 47 having one huge damage, is missing a left fender there. Once last time we see along with Sam Boutwell, as we see the 66 coming up here, giving a look, and looks like, oh, maybe it's just Sam Boutwell was getting a little loose and Tommy Ryan just gave the final punch there to knock him out. As we see Tommy Wright kind of splitting the difference there between the two drivers. Campbell coming up the track, and while Boutwell is going down the track. Definitely quite upsetting, I bet, for those drivers to be put in that kind of position and having to end up receding those positions because of something out of your control. But looks like Boutwell will have quite a bit of damage, missing the front left fender of his car. As we go back to live now, we see Sam Boutwell back in 28th. But now, all eyes are going to be up on these top 10 drivers. Some of these drivers up here in the top 10 are still on these fresher rubber. And let's see what they are going to do. We got 8 to go here. And some of these drivers are going to be battling it out, trying to see if they can gain one more position on those fresh tires, while the drivers on the old tires hoping to defend against the drivers behind. Now this is going to be quite interesting because the drivers with the fresher tires are going to have to pay a little bit more. We're going to have to be a little patient, but this at the same time are going to have to show the nose and have a lot more guts to try to make some positions gained, as the race control finally announces that previous caution was based off of race incident, as now we see Chad Frankenfield taking the inside line preferably, while Ty McIntosh taking the outside. As we get ready to go green here, as indicated by the iRacing pacing car, with the lights going out on that. Side by side with Frankenfield first, Ty McIntosh second, Gavin Higgins sitting on that bottom line behind Chad Frankenfield, with Grunberg on the outside in 4th position. As we getting ready to go green, pace car on the pit road, Chad Frankenfield go green. Chad Frankenfield once again on the loud pedal, taking position away, taking first position. As Ty McIntosh down the outside, it looks like Higgins gives a little bit of shove. Frankenfield around onto the outside, he gets a head-on collision with the 80 of, I believe, Yoakum, causing a huge incident. Man, must be disappointed for Frank Infield, as he was trying his best to defend on the inside. As we go back and take a look, looks like Frankenfield gets a good inside look there to the bottom of the line, and he kind of hooks that seam, but Higgins has a better idea and tries to give a shove to the Frankenfield and go side by side. Ty McIntosh finishes the job, as now they go sliding up the track. Miller misses the incident, goes up a little bit more. The 01 grazes, and then Yoakum finishes the job, giving a huge dent to the driver's side of Frankenfield. Not much that can be done there. Just hard racing all around. But looks like that's going to be Chad Frankenfield's chances out the window there, with not being able, with that damage kind of hindering him now, as now we go back to live action with Ty McIntosh now on the front, as we see a tally is going to be granted upon Gavin Higgins, and then number 20 sitting in second position. I believe, is that the first or second? It seems like it's the first tally of the night for Higgins. So I don't believe there can be much of a penalty granted upon him. As we see drivers getting ready to go now. We got 3 to go. I believe this might be ending up to be a green-white checkered finish here tonight. As we getting ready to see these drivers go, maybe going green this time by, not this time by, but will they be lining up? No, looks like the pace car is going to keep its lights out continually, as we can wonder which side will Ty McIntosh take. Will he take the outside or will he take the inside? Looks like there's been drivers who've been opting to take either the inside or outside. Some drivers taking the inside, while some also taking the outside. We wonder, what will Ty McIntosh do? Is the outside going to be more desirable for him, or will it be the inside? Now, as we loop it around turn 3 and 4, on the exit of 4, Ty McIntosh is going to choose the, I believe, is going to choose the outside, looks like, and Gavin Higgins is going to be forced to take the bottom with Miller. Miller can be on the second row on the bottom, while Grunberg is going to be on the outside in the second row. Looking farther back in the third row, we got Adams on the bottom in the number, or I believe Adams on the top there in the 5th position, while Norgon is going to be on the bottom in 6. Definitely going to be some interesting racing here, as now we see the pace car's lights are out. Ty McIntosh is leader. He goes early. He goes in the middle of turn 3 and 4. Ty McIntosh leads the race, going green, green, green across the start finish line. 2 to go here at Kern County. Ty McIntosh getting a good lead here, as we see Miller battling Higgins for the second position. They touch a little bit. They got a little bit of damage maybe, as we see Higgins into the wall. Grimberg kind of looking on the inside too of Higgins, as now we go see more side-by-side action. Miller on the inside. White flag is in the air. Ty McIntosh leading the race, as now we see no caution will stop this race from continuing, as we see the Ty McIntosh 75 leading the race. Miller taking the second position. Will Gerberg taking third. Ty McIntosh leading the race, coming across the finish line, and it will be Ty McIntosh win the Kern County 150. What a marvelous race it comes out of Ty McIntosh. What a way to steal a victory out of Chad Frankenfield's grasp there tonight, as we see the number 75, I believe, once again into victory lane tonight. What a way to be patient. What a way to steal the show. What a way to win a race, as we see a burnout from Ty McIntosh on the front straightaway. As we start to view the final standings tonight, this was quite the interesting race tonight with how it ended up, and we really wonder how it finished out with the playoffs in its instinctive racing way. As we look at the title of the race, or the final results, should I say, we see Ty McIntosh taking first for Shift Esports there in first. James Miller coming back after some issues coming there on the beginning of the races. He comes back in second. Gavin Higgins third. Grunberg in fourth. Adams in fifth. Norgard in sixth. Jeff Green in seventh. Chris Wright in eighth. Seth Rawls in ninth. Tom Bourne in 10th, Connor Thompson in 11th, Tommy Ryan in 12th, Jesse Racimus in 13th, 14th is going to be Mick Evoy, and 15th is going to be Rebellas, and 16th is going to be Francis, and 17th is going to In Abbott, And in 18th is going to be Heron. Moving on to the latter portion of the grid, we see Richie Heron and in 18th and Michael Hossack in 19th, Josh Smith in 20th, Frank Fodi in 21st, Zach Evans in 22nd, Campbell in 23rd, Hackathorn in 24th, Bradley Smith in 25th, while Boutwell is in 26th, Knight in 27th, Javier in 28th, McEvoy in 29th, 30th is going to be Phillips. Dustin Dewar in 31st. 32nd is going to be Mitchell Javier, should I say. And 33rd is going to be Michael Michaka. 34th is going to be Chad Frankenfield. And 35th, Randy Yoakum. Rounding out the field is going to be Andrew Hardcastle in 36th. Matt Tidler in 37th. Dustin Haynes in 38th for the Street Limit team. Brett Jones in 39th. And Race Clark in 40th, rounding out the grid. As we take a moment here to digest what is going on, we will pull in the third place finisher, Gavin Higgins. Gavin Higgins, this is Thomas Kuhn in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
What a race, man, tonight. What was the thoughts coming in to grab a third place finish, and what was the plan coming in tonight?
There's no plan. Never raced a track before, so I had no idea what it was going to be like. And, all the cautions, probably like 20, 25 cautions, so just avoid all the wrecks and everything.
So we noticed tonight was going to be like a little bit of a caution fest, and what was the big thing that you did to try to keep yourself clean and to be able to defend against the drivers behind you, attacking you at the last minute there for the third place position? How were you able to keep your cool there?
I was just running the second line because I felt like that was probably the fastest coming off corner. And basically, no, that's in them driving into me. I can't handle any of that.
Alrighty. You have any shout outs tonight for family and friends or anyone else at home for you tonight?
Shout out to my mom, dad, brother, sister for watching, grandparents watching. I know Jay was watching before. It's all alone tonight, and you guys for doing this.
No problem. There you go. That's Gavin Higgins in third for KOR Motorsports in the number 20 car tonight. As we bring in the second place finisher, James Miller, you got a copy?
I gotcha.
James, what a comeback tonight. You were leading up there in the front with the 17 car. How were you able to keep your cool and come back after some upsets there at the beginning of the race?
Well, I mean, I kind of wish I didn't pit, but also wasn't sure if it was going to be a wreck fest to the end. I was thinking, maybe we could go green and it'd work out. I was a little bored up front, I'll be honest. So I was like, yeah, well, let's pit, take tires, see what it's like. And then it was a disaster. And it was pretty funny because they kept wrecking in front of me. And,
Absolutely.
got through it. But about definitely around 50 to go, I was like, man, why did I pit? But I don't know. It all worked out at the end, other than not having a shot at the lead. But it was a fun race.
Absolutely. It was a blast to watch here up in the booth. Well, granted, it was a caution fest. How were you able to keep your cool there and get through those cautions without getting caught up in those cautions? What was your thought process on that?
At the start, I mean, I was just rolling around because I knew probably wouldn't be able to make passes early. It was just whatever comes to me, or if we could get a long run. But at the end, we've really had to be aggressive on those restarts to get a spot to make a pass. And I mean, the leaders started wrecking each other, so that definitely helped out. And then once Matt got there with his fresher tires, he kind of made lanes that I was able to sneak through. And yeah, I don't know, we just got lucky with avoiding all the major contacts and snuck our way there for a chance to fight for the lead.
Absolutely. Do you have any shout outs tonight for those at home or those watching the broadcast?
Yeah, thanks to the AVPW guys. I know another couple of unfortunate results, especially for Jordan and Matt Hack for Matt Hack got dumped, but that's a different thing. But at least Grunberg was able to get back up to top 5 as well after getting his penalty. So, some decent points, some unfortunate points, but I'm glad to race with those guys.
Alrighty. So that was James Miller, second place finisher tonight. Thank you for spending some time with us up here.
Thank you.
As now we move on to our first place finisher, Ty McIntosh, here up in the booth. Ty McIntosh, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
What a race, man. What a race tonight. We saw you kind of lurking there in the top 5 tonight and being able to steal one away from Chad Frankenfield. What was the strategy coming in tonight for the race tonight?
To be fair, and to be brutally honest with you, I didn't have the track till about 40 minutes before practice, I think, started, and maybe even less than that, actually. But I just really wanted to save tires and be there at the end. I think that was the big thing, and it really paid off. I found myself maybe falling to the back a little bit. I thought I was going slow and just not feeling good. And then once everybody's tires started burning off and nobody pitted, I felt pretty good. And I felt good, like I could make a move on Chad there at the end. But obviously the yellows kept coming, and then Chad got dumped. So feel bad for him, but it's nice to have one of them go my way this time.
Absolutely. It looks like the cards played into your favor tonight. And we also noticed tonight was a big caution fest, and we noticed that some of those cautions played in your favor. I've been asking all the drivers tonight, how were you able to keep your cool tonight with how the caution fest came out to be tonight?
It was definitely hard there at the end. When you feel like you have something that can pass for the lead and win the race, you get frustrated because you don't have enough time to set it up. That was one of the things. But I think just knowing that at the end of the day, if you're good on a restart, you can maximize it. That's really how it worked for me, was I knew that it was just a restart. It was a chance to get spots, take advantage of people's mistakes. So it was frustrating, but it helped in the long run. So.
Alrighty. It looks like it helped in the long run, getting you a win, first place finish tonight. Is there any shout outs you want to make to the people at home or people watching the broadcast tonight? Is there any shout outs you got for them?
Oh, absolutely. I want to thank everybody at Shifty Sports, Seth Rawls, Gavin Hibbs, Nick Delicato, everybody that has helped me get to where I am as far as giving me tips and advice and coaching me. I want to thank Weekend Woodsman for being on the car, man. Tim, win number 2 on the season, buddy. I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else on the truck. You are a hell of a guy. I want to thank 3Y TV for being an affiliate. Obviously, Seth Rawls Designs for making a beautiful truck. It's hunting green, and I'm not much of a hunter, but she's pretty. So, and I want to thank you guys for putting on the show, and Chad for running the league, and everything that Dave does behind the scenes as well.
All right. And thank you. Congratulations, Ty McIntosh, for the first place finish tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, we saw much kinds of racing tonight. We saw quite the caution fest here at Kern County. But once again, what a race with Ty McIntosh taking the win here tonight over everyone else, with this being the cleanest driver and the being able to drive without much scratches on his car. As we'll stay tuned for tomorrow, as tomorrow the Xfinity guys will be duking it out at Bristol and seeing if they will be able to conquer the high banks of that track. My name has been Thomas Coonan, and it's been a wonderful first broadcast for you all tonight. And thank you for everyone. Goodbye.